time here for us, and today we're making one of our favorite recipes, a creamy and spicy butter chicken. Now, we have not been to India just yet, but we did try butter chicken in Dubai and in a few other places, and we instantly fell in love with it. And if you have not tried butter chicken, you are missing out, and you definitely need to try it. This has become one of our go-to recipes when we're between trips, and today we're gonna walk you through how we make it. So let's go. Now, you do need to start marinating this chicken the night before if you want it to be like the juiciest, most delicious chicken you've ever had in your life. Ideally, marinate it in the fridge for at least 12 hours, although we usually do 24 hours. We usually start the marination the night before and let it sit there until the next night when we want to cook it. So we usually keep it in there about 24 hours. So definitely plan ahead if you want to make this. So let's go see what I did last night. Here's what you'll need to make the best butter chicken of your life. Fresh tomatoes, onion, garlic, fresh ginger, cashews, heavy cream, lemon juice, plain Greek yogurt, and of course a mix of authentic Indian spices. And we did have a bit of a hard time finding some of these, but if you can't find them at your local grocery store, you can find them on Amazon. And the key ingredient that you have to have is fenugreek, which is also called kasuri methi. It's what gives butter chicken its signature flavor, and you absolutely have to find it. You'll marinate your chicken in 2 stages. Ideally, you should cut them into small pieces. Put all those pieces in a big gallon-sized Ziploc bag, or even a container with a lid if you have one. And because this recipe already takes way too much time and we have 2 little kids, we usually cheat a little bit on the naan, and we do use pre-packaged ones, but these ones are so delicious. First thing you'll do is add about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and spices. So mix 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper with 1 tablespoon of paprika. And if you don't like spicy, I suggest adding less cayenne or leaving it out altogether. Mix that up really, really good and pop it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. Now, to a small bowl, you'll want to grate some fresh ginger, about 1 tablespoon, some fresh garlic, another tablespoon, and add the following spices. Give it a real good mix. And after 20 minutes, take your chicken back out of the fridge, add your spice mixture and your Greek yogurt to the bag, mix it up really, really good again, and then pop it back in the fridge until you're ready to cook it tomorrow. Now it's time to make our sauce for our butter chicken, and we're gonna start by cutting up an onion. We don't need the whole onion, probably about half an onion. Just cut it up in big strips and pop it in a pan with some oil and just saute it a little bit because it's gonna go in the blender. Ethan, he likes to help me cook, so he's dragging the chair over to help. And then little Isla, my 5-year-old, is at dance class with Dad right now, so they should be coming home soon because Dad is the one that cooks the chicken. So I make the sauce, I prepare everything, and Dad cooks the chicken because I don't like cooking meat. I always get nervous that it's not fully cooked, and I don't have my meat thermometer because it broke and I haven't bought a new one. So now we have Mr. Helper. Hi, Mr. Helper. Are you gonna help Mommy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mom, my ribbon wet. My ribbon.
It's a little bit wet, yeah, because Mommy cut an onion on there. Let me move the knife.
And then we take it off.
Yeah.
And
So we're gonna take a spatula. You gonna help me? And we're just gonna mix the onions around a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna mix them. We're just gonna cook them a little bit, get them a little bit brown, but not too much. Just get them a little soft and brown. And then we're gonna put them in the blender. Okay. Yeah? You gonna put them in the blender? You gonna help me? You guys should go help her. And I'm also gonna take the chicken out of the fridge now. because it should be about room temperature before you cook it. So we don't want to cook it cold. So I'm gonna take it out now so that by the time Dad gets home to cook it in a little bit, maybe like 15, 20 minutes, it'll hopefully be about room temperature. So they should look about like this. They're a little bit brown, they're soft. And then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna cut up 4 tomatoes, right buddy?
Mommy, I can't put a hole inside.
It has a little hole inside.
I'm gonna bust it with anyway.
So all my tomatoes are cut up, and no, I do not have a cutting board big enough, so I cut most of them on the counter, but who cares?
Oh no. Oh.
So before I blend up the sauce, I have to grab my big pan, and yes, this is the biggest pan that I have. I need a bigger pan, I just haven't got around to getting one, so a lot of things I make are spilling out of this one, but it does for now. So I'm gonna put that on about medium heat, and I am going to melt about 3 tablespoons of butter. So we're gonna let the butter melt in the pan. Once the butter is almost melted, I'm gonna add some cinnamon, not a lot, just a few little shakes, and some cloves right into the pan. It's better if you have whole spices, but I have never used whole spices. I just use these, and it tastes fine, it works well. So we're gonna do a little bit of cloves, and then cinnamon. Oh, it smells like a pumpkin pie. So just about that much. All right, let's get our, where's our mixing spoon? Hold on. It's in the dishwasher that I didn't unload yet. Oopsie, and it's still wet. It's okay. So, I'm gonna turn that heat down. Whoops. And now I'm gonna dump in fresh garlic and ginger that I just grated up and minced up. About like a tablespoon of each. Really, you can do it to taste. Right. So after the cloves and cinnamon have been mixing in here for a little bit, we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of paprika, 2 teaspoons of cayenne, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 3 teaspoons of coriander, then 3 teaspoons of garam masala. And keeping that on like a medium to low, we're gonna mix it all up, mix it with the butter, let it get nice and fragrant. This is what it should look like after about 1 to 2 minutes. It looks a little scary, it's a little clumpy, but once you put the sauce in, it'll be absolutely fine. So if you're like me and you need exact measurements for everything, there is 1,000 grams of tomato here, 200 grams of onion, 70 grams of cashew, and 200 mLs of water. And you will just blend that up until it's super, super smooth. So probably best to have like a high-powered blender or a high-powered NutriBullet. The NutriBullet does really good getting it really smooth. I just don't have a big enough one to do it all in one batch. So I kind of take a little water, a little onion, a little cashew, a little tomato, and put it in as a batch, and then put it in the pan, and then do the next batch until it's all done. Usually takes 2 or 3 batches. I try not to put too much in here because then it won't get smooth. So definitely do smaller batches, and let's get it all blended up. Right, bud, you gonna help? Okay. So now raise the heat up to medium-high and let that come to a boil. Make sure you stir it. Once that comes to a boil, you're gonna wanna turn the heat down to a medium-low and simmer it, partially covered, until the sauce thickens. While that simmers, get your other pan ready. Again, I don't have a bigger pan. Kids are crying. And we're gonna cook all that chicken until it's just about done. Don't cook it all the way. And Dad's here to do all the chicken cooking. And make sure you don't burn it, because it burns very easily because of all the spices. So
one thing to note is I spent the night before cutting the pieces into even slices. That way everything cooks evenly.
Yeah. The kids are fighting over crayons. It's a lovely evening, isn't it? But butter chicken will make everything better. So. So after this has simmered for about 10 minutes, you can take the cover off. And then you're gonna dump in about 1.5 cups of hot water. And then you're gonna leave the cover off and keep simmering it for about 10 minutes to let it thicken up. If it needs more time, give it like another 5 minutes. Stir it occasionally while you cook your chicken. So after your sauce has been cooking for about 10 minutes on a low heat, give that a stir, and then you can dump in all your cooked chicken. That is a lot of chicken. We usually actually do about half that amount, but last time it was not enough chicken, so we did double this time. You can never have too much chicken, right, Ryan?
Never.
Never. Carefully.
I'd rather have more chicken than less chicken.
Yeah, I know. Last time there was too much sauce and not enough chicken, and I don't want to just eat the sauce. I want to eat the sauce with something. So,
There's nothing wrong with the sauce.
nothing wrong with the sauce. The sauce is good. So now that we have our chicken in, we're gonna stir it up a little bit. We're gonna put in 1 more tablespoon of butter, or 2 if you really like butter. Sometimes we do 2. This time I'm doing 1. The pan is going to overflow. We gotta be very careful. So I'm turning the heat up a little bit to like medium-low. Put that butter in, mix the chicken in, and then we're gonna add some salt. I don't really have a measurement, just some salt. And then a little bit of sugar, but when I first made this, I did not have regular sugar. I had these little packs of Truvia. So I used 2 of these and it tasted really good, and I'm not gonna switch it up. But if you have regular sugar, feel free to use regular sugar. I just liked the taste with this, and I don't like change, so. And then our final ingredient is our delicious fenugreek powder. It also comes as leaves, but I like the powder better. And you're gonna do about 1 tablespoon of this, or you can do it to taste. Sometimes I add a little bit more if I don't feel like it has the right flavor, but this is like your typical butter chicken flavor. This is what gives it the signature smell, the signature flavor. You can smell it right now. It smells just like butter chicken now. Delicious. Gonna mix this up, make sure it's all incorporated, and then we're gonna let it sit for 5 to 7 minutes on a medium to low heat. So while that sauce sits, we are gonna prepare our naan.
So you could probably do this with butter, but
We do it with olive oil spray.
are we out of butter? I think we're out of butter.
So we make it garlic naan. We put some garlic powder. Usually we use actual garlic, but I didn't have enough of it.
So we'll be generous here.
So we'll be generous with the garlic because we like garlic. Okay, that's a lot of garlic. That's a lot of garlic. So we like our cheesy garlic naan. So on top goes some mozzarella cheese, and then it gets popped in the oven for a few minutes, gets all cheesy and crispy, and this is what we eat our butter chicken with. All right, the final step, you can turn off the stove and you can pour in about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. Give that a nice stir around, and then your butter chicken is done. And there you have it. Butter chicken, delicious, authentic tasting. Serve it with garlic naan, cheesy naan, regular naan. We do garlic cheesy naan, white rice. Ryan usually has white rice. And let us know what you think.